Hello, welcome to this video. I think this is probably going to be the next module video that I'm doing. It's technically before I've moved down, or back down to Dundee. As you can see, I'm still in my room. And I just wanted to talk about like what we're doing for the next semester, because we've just got it now, which is like a week before it starts. Essentially, we're going to be in 3 days a week. The plan was to have like no social distancing, still wearing masks, but everyone be in for 3 full days. That's not happening. It's only going to be half in, half out again. However, the way they're doing it is different. There's going to be a class in the morning that's in, and then a class in the afternoon that's in. So I'm in the afternoon class. Thank God. Like, I don't know if I could do more than. And the block that I'll be doing for the first block, even the thing that I'll be doing for the first block is animation, which is great. Although someone on the Discord said as well that like they would be really annoyed if after like the second block we're in full time for it, but I don't know. I think as long as I don't know how this is gonna go, so I don't know whether it's not really gonna matter or if it is gonna matter. I know that for the animation we're in the studio that's all the way, like, I don't know if it's at the other end of the building, but you have to go like up these stairs and then down these stairs, then over around this corridor, and it's a pin in locked doors, so you have to put in a pin, and yeah, it's a lot. So I'm not really looking forward to that, having to trace my way through the building so far to get to it. But it's not where the animation stuff is. Where the animation studio is literally like less than a minute away from the general foundation stuff, because it's literally like almost like a T-junction thing where you come up the stairs and then either go right into animation or left into, well, I suppose the Crawford Museum, but basically into general foundation. And I'm gonna have to adjust my waking up time for that, but I'm excited for it. But yes, that's how it's gonna go for this semester. They've just put up stuff for this block, because there's 2 blocks and then a final block where you choose what you kind of want to specialize in, and you get a 4-week project for, which I am looking forward to. I kind of wanted to do animation first because it is what I want to specialize in, but I think also it gives me time to organize my thoughts and kind of think of better ways to do things. So then, for example, if I did something in the first like block that I'm like, oh, I could have done this faster by doing this, then, you know, I can kind of implement it in the first block or in the second block in the last project. But I felt like, I don't know, I wanted to do that one first, but part of me is a bit like, maybe I should have chose animation second, because then I could do animation and then animation again, and I could kind of like flow through. But it is what it is. I'm glad we at least get to try some. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna, in the student rep meeting, I think I'm gonna say about the fact that we only really get to try 2 things and then that's it. Like, it's not, arguably maybe 3, but that's only if you're interested in the art and philosophy bit. So it's not the best. I'm gonna raise that because, again, I don't know whether during a normal year they would normally have more stuff, either more workshops or something like that. But I think just, I don't know, I would have thought we'd maybe be able to try a little bit more than just like basically 2. So that's it, essentially. That's most of the information I know for this first block. They haven't released any sort of brief at all yet, but there's a brief guide, but it's not like a brief for a specific thing. I know that the animation brief stays the same, which is why it's on its own, and then the illustration, no, every other brief changes, so you're not going to get the same brief as last time, so you can't just look at that brief and figure it out from there or whatever, which I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing that happens, but I don't know. It'll also depend on like how we get access to things, because right now everything's just on this one thing, and I'm not sure whether like we will be then separated and have different modules on our different pages. So I'm not entirely sure how everything's gonna go. I'm gonna just keep an eye on it. There was definitely we got a like Word document that just had a bunch of information about it, like how the year was gonna, or how this next kind of semester or the beginning of this next semester was gonna go. And I remember at one point it does say that like the attendance was one thing that attendance is one of the things that will be looked at by the people who will be like judging whether you can go into a particular specialism or not, which I thought it was, I'm not gonna lie, and particularly for me, I've made a point to kind of like go in. I haven't been in all the time, I will say that, but pretty much whenever there's been seats. The only thing is like the last very last like class for seats, I forgot to sign in, which is really annoying, but I was there. But I made sure to keep my attendance high. I'm just not normally in. I think the problem is the fact that when we have so much materials and we weren't allowed to keep them there, it kind of meant that like there wasn't a case where I was like, oh, my thing is in studio, I'll go into studio and work on it in studio. Like a lot of the time it's like, I have everything here, I'll just work at home. Like there's no point in me going in. But this time apparently we're allowed to leave things in there, which I think is going to be interesting, mainly because they still want the 1 meter social distance, and I'm like, okay, I'm not sure how that's going to play out, because if we have, you know, is it a case of because previously we basically had like one full table, you know, to ourselves. It was like I don't know, like a 2 meter table or something, 2 meter by 1 meter or something like that. So I don't know whether their plan is to have it so that we can leave stuff on the table, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm just not sure. Plus I have seen the studio that we've been in because I had to go remove the Zuka Santa box from there, so it's definitely more akin to a studio that like I've for college, because it had like tables at the side, well not tables but like shelving at the side, whereas the other studios don't have that, it's only tables. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I'm glad that we're like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm really glad that I'm in the afternoon group. If I was in the morning group I wouldn't be as happy. But, you know, there's not much I can do about that. So yeah, that's essentially all I know for now. I'm sure we'll find out more as the week goes on. I might, for this video, just film when I'm actually, like, down there or something, because I'm not sure how much information we're actually going to get. I know that on the Monday we have an online meeting / lecture / introduction to our course, and we don't have to go into studio for that, so it should mean hopefully I'll be able just to kind of work at home and start researching, as they say. So yeah, that's all I really know for now. Not sure what I'm going to do in terms of filming. I might film as I find out more information, but I think I'll probably maybe just film me going back to Dundee, and then probably it'll be, I think maybe I'm going down on a Sunday. I'm not entirely sure yet, but I think I'm literally just going to go down the day before and just do it that way, because I don't know, I have so much of my stuff up here and I'm kind of like, I don't know, I like being up here enough for me to be like, maybe I'll just sit down just right before. Plus I remember they said there was going to be like a refreshers thing, but like the only thing that I've seen like from DJCAD at all is the Tuesdays club nights or whatever, and that's for the 18th, which is the day after we go back. So I don't I would have thought it would be this week that it would be stuff was going on, but I don't know, maybe there is like out with Dundee, I'm not sure, or the university, but I don't know. Also, so yeah, I'll be stopping this here. See you in the next bit. Okay. I've just come off filming another video, which you'll see in the future probably. You'll see this one first, I think. Yeah, so we've gone the brief and I've given it a read over. Essentially we've got some life drawing to do, which is just online, which is perfectly fine. I've already done some life drawing online, so I'm kind of getting used to it. I might do some extra ones with the quick pose thing that I have, just in general, to kind of practice a bit before I do the actual ones. But we have to do 4 per week basically. They said 2 hours, and I'm guessing it's 2 hours per week, but I don't know if they're meaning like, oh, 4 hours, so like around 2 hours per pose. Who knows? I'd imagine it'd be like half an hour per pose, or I'm going to ask and see if it's a case of we should do half an hour per pose, or if it's something where we can choose the time that we spend, because for a lot of life drawing that I've been a part of, it's usually a bunch of quicker poses and then a couple, if not one, final long pose. So if that's the case, I might do like 2 10s. I don't know. I might still do like half an hour each, but I might do it in such a way where I do a bunch of the quick poses on my own and then do the 4 main poses as longer poses. I don't know, I'll see how I end up doing it. I think it depends on the timing. But for the first half of the brief, we're having to work with someone. I think my plan is on Sunday I'm going to try and message this person. Unfortunately, I don't know them at all, and I'm not entirely sure how to get into contact with them, so I might try over Teams. If it works, it works. Oh, actually, I searched their name on Teams and I don't know if I have the right person or not. It says they're a student and it's like the only one who's shown up. So my plan is, I think, actually no, not on Sunday, maybe tomorrow I'll send up a quick message just to see if they'll respond at all. They might not. They might only respond on Monday because we have to choose a character, in particular like a memorable character, and then do a bunch of research on that character and then do a presentation, which is going to be fun. I don't know whether, it says that it might be on Teams. I think I'd prefer on Teams, to be honest. I feel like then I can just kind of read notes and not have to look at anyone. But yeah, that's the first week. Then we have to come up with a character, like personality thing. Basically a profile on everything but the like description of the character's like appearance. And then we have to present that to the class. Oh, we get given a scenario and then we have to choose which characters would be best for that scenario, and then we have to break into teams and basically do our own version. And then for like the final week we have to have like a turnaround sheet and 3 facial expressions, 3 like poses of that character in that pose. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting. My only worry is that the balance of time is going to be very lopsided. Mainly just because I think that maybe for the first week, I don't know, part of me is just worried that it's going to be so much on the latter half of the project that I'm just going to have to be very careful with how I balance my time with everything. Because particularly with YouTube and like videos and stuff, if you're watching, like I have 3 videos up, as in they're on YouTube. 2 of them are actually posted. One of them is like scheduled. One of them is scheduled, that's the word I'm using. One of them is scheduled. I have 4 that I'm editing. I've done 1 kind of full run through of editing on it. I need to add the music and then do, I think, some voiceover for it as well. But once I have those 4 done, that's me set until about mid to late February time, which I think would be really good. So my plan is I'm going to pretty much spend maybe kind of this coming weekend, well not this coming weekend because it's Saturday technically today, it's late at night when I'm filming this, but maybe next weekend I might work on getting all 4 of those videos up, if I haven't already got them up at any point, like getting them all scheduled ready to go. And then I'll probably need to start planning out, maybe start editing the module videos, because my plan is after those ones I'll have the 3 module ones up. So yeah, there's a lot to do, and yeah, I think the only thing I'm really nervous for is the presentation side of it and the, like, I don't know, I think maybe if this year had gone like a normal year where there was supposed to be like crits and you're supposed to go like put up your work and do all that, I think maybe I'd be a bit more confident in doing the presentation, but I don't know, at least we don't have like a, oh, it has to be this. I think also maybe when I was doing presentations, like when I was younger, 5 minutes felt so long. And now it's like, I basically just in my, because it's about, I think it's supposed to be about the memorable character, so I just kind of did a little bit where I was like, okay, why I chose this memorable character, like, and then like a little bit of the information I knew from one of the characters that I thought of, and that basically did like almost 2 minutes, and I was like, oh, okay then. We basically have a time limit in a way, where it can't be longer than 7 minutes, which I kind of understand. Like, I think it's a time thing also, where it's like mainly so they can get through everyone, and I don't think they're going to be mad as long as you answer all the questions that are given, because they've given a bunch of questions on like what to look for in the research of these characters. So I think the thing about it is like I just really want this module to be good, because I think if I have this module being good, I have a better chance of getting into the animation course, and I really want in, so I think I'm probably going to spend literally that entire week just only focusing on that and just doing the life drawing on the side. I don't know if I can technically like do life drawing earlier than what they've said, just mainly because part of me was like, oh, maybe I could do the life drawing in that first week, like get it all out of the way and then go and do that, and then maybe just do like little poses like each week, but I don't have to spend like a full 2 hours on it. But my only concern is they might be like looking at who's accessing the files and when, and they might be like, oh, this person accessed this file at this point and that's too early, and yeah, I don't want to get screwed because I was trying to balance my time better. And I'll send you that clip. Okay, so that's me back now. The underinflation light came on my car again, but I asked my mum about it and she said not to worry about it because I've kind of squeezed all the tires and there doesn't seem to be a noticeable difference that I can see. Apparently it's fine. I did have a lot of stuff in the back of the car and I didn't really have a lot in the front of the car, so I think maybe the balance of it was off, so it kind of thought it was underinflated because of the amount of pressure that was on the back end of it. But yeah, so I don't have to get another tire redone. I think I'm gonna send up a message to the person tonight and see about possibly see if they are actually the person that I need to talk to, because I saw there was someone, and the only thing about it is it didn't say what course they were on, so I don't know whether it is the right person or not, so I'm gonna contact them and see. Hopefully they are, and we can just start chatting about what we're gonna do. If it isn't them and I can't find them, then I'm hoping that tomorrow they will tell us how to find the other person, because they haven't really given us like, here's a list of everyone, like contacts and stuff, contact each other before Monday. So it did say like on Monday, and there is the introduction on Monday, so I don't know whether, I don't know. I need to get everything sorted because there's a lot of stuff to do, and I'm hoping to get it all done. It's 4 o'clock now. I'm hoping to get it all done hopefully within the hour. I need to organize my desk. It's a mess, and I think once I get that organized and tidied up, it'll be a lot easier to get some of my other stuff onto it, because I think the first thing I'm going to unpack is my computer and get that set up. Then I think I'm going to move on to the bathroom and get the bathroom organized, and then I'll kind of move on to everything else other than clothes, and get clothes done last, because there's a lot of the clothes stuff I need to organize and sort out. So I'm thinking if maybe tonight I can get some of the videos done. I'm like done my first edit of like 4 videos. I think 3 of them need voiceover, and 1 of them I need to go in and correct some of the text and organize it. But if I get those 4 done, it'll do me for, I think, I need to change the calendar. I think definitely this project and into the next project, and my plan is on the Sunday between projects I think I'm going to work on a couple more videos, see if I get it until again past the next project, and then I can work on a couple videos, and then hopefully I can get to the point where I'm still ahead on videos, because I mean I've got a fair amount like filmed, I just need to actually edit it all, and I do have a plan for at least up until like April time of what videos I'm going to do where, other than one I'm not sure what to do with, so I'll need to figure out what I'm doing with that one. Which is gonna be fun. So I'm gonna go off and do that. Probably next time I see me is tomorrow, actually, after the introduction thing. Alright, so I've finally settled in. I've changed about a few things, not a ton. I've mainly taken out the printer used to sit here, taken out from there. I haven't actually technically unwrapped it. Still wrapped in a throw right now, but my plan is I'm actually going to keep that under the bed, because there's plenty of space under the bed, and I don't need it that often, and even though it does kind of fit nicely in there, it does take up a bit of space. That bottom space is filled with a few things, but that may change around a little bit. My desk setup is pretty much the same as it was before. But yeah, anyway, so we had the little talk this morning. It wasn't much, it was mainly just going through what we had to do, basically what was on the brief, really. In terms of the life drawing, I think that's something, it's something we are to do, but I don't think it's something where like we have to show it at the end of every single week, or because the lecturer did say like that we can show it to her if we wanted, so I don't quite know. Yeah, I don't quite know if it's like at the end of every week we should be showing it. I'll still do it, it's not something where it's like I'm not gonna do. I think today I'm gonna go through the poses and choose which poses I'm gonna do, and like what I'm gonna do with them and all that sort of stuff. Then my plan is I'm going to do a bunch of the research for the character, because and the person that I'm partnered with have chosen Lord Farquaad. Basically, I asked if they wanted to do like a character in particular, because I wasn't really picky about what character I wanted to do or anything like that. They said they didn't really have anything in mind, and because we're looking for a memorable character, I said, oh, why don't we do, the two that I thought of was Homer Simpson. That's a character that is very memorable. Like, I'm pretty sure with the majority of people hand on a pen, they'll be able to draw a resemblance of Homer Simpson, because it is like such a memorable character, arguably because of its simplicity and all that sort of stuff. And then the other one was Lord Farquaad, and also because I know that that character was based off of, yeah, it was like based off of someone at Disney, and the whole design of the character is to make fun of that person. So like we could have like incorporated that, talk about that sort of thing. Yeah, I think the only other one I was thinking of was maybe Edna Mode. I know it's another character again who's based off of a person. I think I might have said this now that I think about it, but like Hitchcock's, is it Hitchcock? I think it was Hitchcock. Like his costume designer, wardrobe person for like his movies, some of his movies or something like that. I have a vague recollection of being told that, and like, yeah, Edna Mode being based off of that. So I think someone else actually, if I remember correctly, someone else has actually taken that one. But we decided on Lord Farquaad. I was originally gonna say like Shrek, but then I was like, I don't know. I feel like it's a character who like might get chosen before us, even though we were apparently the first ones to like decide on a character. But the questions are fairly straightforward. I don't quite know if the presentation we have to do, because it does say like look up a clip of your character performing. So I don't quite know if it, you know, because it does say don't run over 7 minutes. I don't know whether it's like, oh yeah, have like a 20-second clip in there as well. So there's something to factor in. And I don't know, because part of the thing we had to research was like a memorable character who like, I don't know, I just remember hearing like, I don't know if it was in the brief or not, where it's like a character that has impacted you, and it was like, I wouldn't say Lord Farquaad has impacted me. I mean, there's memes. But yeah, I don't know, I wouldn't say it's a character like, oh I love that character. It's like he's a good character, he's funny, you know, obviously he's the antagonist and he is made fun of and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't say it was like, oh yeah, this character, that's great. I think maybe some other characters that I could think of would maybe be from like a Studio Ghibli film or something like that. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I'm not quite sure if the information that we need to find would be super available. I feel like with a Ghibli film it would be more available than like other Japanese animation films, or Japanese animation in general, and anime. And obviously with anime and art school, I have yet to kind of test the waters. I think like, it seems like inspiration wise it's fine, but like I'm still not sure about like the anime style and all that sort of stuff. I don't know whether there's gonna be contention there. I think if I remember correctly on the lecture that we had, she did a recorded talk. It was actually for last year. It was the recorded when we had the drawing and animation, which you'd see in module 1? Yeah, module 1, if you want to go watch that video. But yeah, if I remember correctly, I think she talked a little bit about Studio Ghibli, and she was like, yeah, it's great, like, so I don't know, I'm still like not too sure, so I kind of didn't want to go for something like that just yet, and I wasn't sure whether at this point in time whether my partner would actually want to do anything like that. So I was like, I'll go with a character who is fairly well known, and hopefully that means that there'll be a lot of information that'll be easy to find, which I think in terms of what the brief is, which is like a memorable character, fair enough, it's not like he changed my life. Like, it's not like super factual, but it is like, I remember what he looks like. I remember, you know, some of the jokes and shit like that. Like, I remember, like, like, I remember the fucking introductory, like, height joke of when he walks up to the table and it has to be lowered for him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's still memorable. So I think it still fits with the brief, and I think it should be a little bit easier to find all the information that we do need to find. And yeah, as I was saying, the whole if I was to go with something that was like Japanese, there could be a problem with translations and all that sort of stuff, and I think it would be a lot easier to get something that is more popular. and fits in with the brief. It'd just be easier. So that's what we're going with. So I'm gonna do, I don't know how much to do today because we're in studio tomorrow. I don't really know exactly like how much we should have tomorrow. Like the presentation is technically on Friday. They did say it might be in a lecture hall, but I'm not entirely sure if that's happening yet. Apparently the lecturer did try and book one out, but she's yet to hear back, which is a weird. Apparently she did book out a lecture hall, but it's like, if it's the ones within DJCAD, they're on like the Matthew building, I think like floor 5 or whatever. Well actually no, maybe. No, I feel like they tend to be used during the open days, normally when they're in person. At least I've been in it, I think, a couple times. There's like a big one and then like a good few smaller ones. So I don't know whether we'll be in the smaller ones or what's going to be going on with that. I haven't actually done a presentation in like a lecture hall, so that'd be interesting if that's the case. But she said if we're not doing it there, then we're just going to do it on Teams, which I'd be perfectly okay with. I'm not like, no, I'd have to get up and go to, you know, a place and do all that. So I'd be perfectly fine with it either way. I think that the main thing is like, I think I'll probably just quickly go over what we're supposed to have in the presentation. Like, you know, is it a case of we just answer the questions? You know, we answer the questions, talk a little bit about why we chose the character, and show a clip. Like, is that essentially what we do? To be perfectly fair, like part of me is a bit like, I would prefer just to kind of like get this part over with. But yeah, to be honest, I think with the questions, they would probably be very easy to kind of find. So part of me would almost prefer to like just do the presentation tomorrow and just kind of get it out of the way, and then we can get on to doing our own character thing on the Friday. That would be cool. Again, just because this project is kind of a bit heavy towards the end. There's quite a lot to do towards the end. That's not to say in a character design process that would not be the case, but I also think it's just, again, I feel like I could probably knock this out, you know, knock those questions out in about 2 hours. I think I could probably find everything I need to find and be done. So that's my plan today, is to get them all done, because I think once I start searching it up, I'll find a lot of the information as I go. And I don't think it's really taken anyone a particularly long time to figure out like who they're gonna go with or what they're gonna go with. Me and my partner have decided we're gonna basically do our own research, and then we're gonna compare and like consolidate into one thing. So that means if like I find an extra piece of information on this thing, we can kind of put it into it together to kind of make a little bit more, and then if we need more and all this sort of stuff, we can do that. The only thing I'm kind of nervous of is, again, I'm not the biggest fan of talks in school, no. But then again, part of me is a bit like, 5 minutes back then is like a minute, just now. I mean, even just talking like this, like, I've already been filming for about 14 minutes, fair enough. I'll probably cut that down to maybe 10 because of all the ums and all the uhs and everything that I cut out. And also the sirens and the stuff like that. But yeah, I feel like it's something that like it wouldn't be so bad nowadays, but it is just like that kind of like anxiety. I still kind of feel that, and it is one of those things where it's like I can do it and I will be fine. Like I'll probably take some notes with me and just use my notes or whatever, even if I just read off my screen. I don't care. Like I'm the sort of person where like I will forget something if I don't write it down. So I need to have stuff written down, particularly if it's a question or whatever I have. So yeah, I think the plan for today is I'm going to choose which poses I want to do for my life drawing. I will try and get all my research done for the character, possibly get on to doing some of that life drawing. I was thinking about going to Tesco today, but to be honest, I'm thinking maybe I might go out on a different day, a different night even, and like actually take my car out for a spin when I go to Tesco. So I might wait a couple more days because I've still got enough food to last me. It's not like I'm gonna starve, so I'll do it later on. Yeah, so the lecture talk this morning only ended up being like 10 minutes, and it was really just lecture going through each of the the brief, essentially just going through it. So although I did have a problem with seats, like that was annoying. Usually I don't have a problem with seats, but it just wouldn't turn green for some reason, and then when I tried it again kind of after the lecture, it apparently marked me as absent, which is fucking annoying. But I mean, I was there, it's not like I wasn't there at all. And usually seats is fine for me, but I don't know. I don't quite know. Yeah, so I think that's planned for today. I will probably show a little bit of it maybe tomorrow before if I do my life drawing and stuff like that, I might show up before I go off to uni tomorrow because I have studio in the afternoon, so we'll figure everything out at that point. Which reminds me, I need to find out what the code is for the studio. I'll see you in a bit. Okay. Hello. Okay, so that was what I wore today. So we found out that our presentation is going to be on Teams, which is perfectly fine for me. I would kind of just prefer on Teams because I feel like it would go a bit faster. And there would also be like no faffing about with the computer or whatever, so... And also I can just like minimize Teams and just pretend I'm talking to basically no one. Or rehearsing it even. So we changed our... I'll put that down. We changed our character. We're now gonna do Po from Kung Fu Panda, just because there was a lot of information that there wasn't with Farquaad, and I would have stuck with Farquaad, I would have, but just again half of the questions, like talking about the design of the character and how the characters animated that character and the guidelines given by the director for how the character was animated and all that sort of stuff just wasn't there. But luckily with Kung Fu Panda, because you know there's 3 films and like a couple TV series or whatever, there was just a lot more information. There was also a couple of interviews by one of the lead animator, supervising animator, which explained a lot of the answers to the questions, so luckily no one chose it, which is amazing. So we've got that one now. I have all the answers, all the questions answered, but I basically just want to write it in my own words and possibly just put the quote up in the presentation, because we have only, basically the aim is for like 5 minutes, but that's probably including a clip. Because she basically said that we have set, you know, don't go over 7 minutes, but aim for like around about 5. So that probably including the clip is probably gonna, you know, you could do like 4 minutes of talking and a minute clip. You know, I feel like we decided that it was gonna be a fight scene, and I basically just left the job out to him. Like, I'm sure he'll have a clip in mind. Like, I don't really have one on mind, and it's not on Netflix, which I might use my VPN and see if I can't find it somewhere else. But yeah, that'll be kind of like the end. But yeah, the plan for tonight is I'm going to write those up and get them properly done. And then my plan for tomorrow is I'm going to do basically all of the life drawing. I'm just going to do all of the life drawing so I can get it out the way, because there's a lot in that last week, and I also need to think about doing stuff for like YouTube and stuff like that. And also decon, because I have some prints that I need to finish off, and the glitch is gone, thank fuck. So I have a few that I need to finish off properly. So still actually not entirely sure exactly what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I think my plan is gonna be try and get all of my information and everything down for the Kung Fu Panda stuff, which will basically be the talk as well as all this information. So the plan is to get it all down, get it all set in stone, possibly do a quick read through so I can see about what time, you know, it actually comes out to. And then my plan is I'm going to send it to the partner and see if there's anything that he can add to it, because he was also taking down his own notes and stuff like that. So if there's stuff that he can add to it, amazing. And then probably from there I'll do, like tomorrow if he sends it back, then I'll probably do a little read through again and see how much is added. Because I think one thing we have to do as well is, like, because we're doing it as a talk, we kind of need to reword the questions so it kind of makes sense about what we're talking about. I think that's going to be the best way to do it. It'll also add a bit of time, which is great. So that's something I'm going to do tonight. Then I'm thinking tomorrow, definitely want to do a good chunk of the life drawing. If not all the life drawing, I want to kind of make it so that there's only maybe one set of life drawing to do the following week, so I have that like third week totally free. And then it's not that I wouldn't mind doing it once a week, it's the fact that this project is so very end heavy of the amount of stuff we have to do at the end, that I want to try and make sure that if there's more time I can work for myself by doing something, I'm going to do it. Because it'll make it a whole lot easier for me. So I'm also thinking as well, tomorrow I'm going to get the voiceovers done tomorrow. I was originally going to do it while I was packing up, but it didn't really work out, so I'm going to definitely do the voiceovers tomorrow. And I want to try and get the 4 videos that I have kind of edited, but I just need to do voiceovers and a final run through for each of them. I want to kind of get those done and over with, So basically my plan is while those are exporting and uploading, I can do the photo references and do the life drawing as that's doing it, so I can just leave my computer to go ahead and do that, and I can use my laptop for the photos, is the plan. So hopefully that'll kind of make it faster and I can kind of get all of them up. Because yeah, my last one that I've posted, well, scheduled to post, is going to be this Friday. So I have technically like a week from this Friday to do it, but I'd rather get it done as quickly as possible so then I'm a bit freer, and then I need to start working on the actual module videos, which I might be splitting up as well. I don't know how long they're going to be. I think one of them I have a lot of footage for, so I'm like not sure how much that's actually going to be pared down to. But yeah, that's that for today, and then I'll film it tomorrow and explain what's all done and all that stuff. Hello. So today's Thursday. Yesterday I spent most of the day working on videos. I have 3 of them exported. One of them is exported, but I need to do some final edits with adding in some images, but it was just being really slow. It's my portfolio kind of video, and because it's so long it was just being really slow. Because I'd already like exported a bunch of videos, I just decided to export it, and then because it was just images I need to add, I can just put those on top, and hopefully that will do that. So that shouldn't take too long to do. My plan is later on today I'm going to go through the videos and get screenshots for thumbnails, work on the thumbnails, and possibly quickly work on the descriptions and see if I can't get some of them posted tonight and possibly tomorrow. And then if I've finished in enough time, I'll do some life drawing. I wasn't able to do life drawing on Wednesday, things ran over, and I also ended up working on a print and finishing that off fully, so I'm kind of glad I got that done. And with life drawing, I think I can always do some of it at the weekend because of the way timing works out. But for today, we had our lectures. We were going to have 2 lectures, but it was just one today because one of them couldn't do it. And that one was going to be about, both of them were about the essay. One of them was an example of the essay with like how to research it, and then the other one was going to be about how to write it, like what kind of referencing to use and all that sort of stuff. But unfortunately he couldn't do it, so we just had the one, and me and the person I'm working with for the presentation decided that we were going to do a video call and just try and get like the presentation fully finished off today. I have it up, I've gotten a fair amount on there, there's still more to be added, and this accounts for around about like 2 minutes 40 of the presentation. And on top of that, the kind of explanations for a few things, explanation why we chose the character, that sort of stuff, all together will hopefully bring us up very comfortably into the 5-minute or like 4-minute, 5-minute mark, and then obviously with the clip at the end it should bring us up to maybe 6 minutes. I mean, as long as we hit kind of 5 minutes with the clip, I'm completely fine with that. As long as we answer all the questions, I think we're fine. It's not like a super like regimented talk, it's like just to show you've done the research, you know, why are you interested in it kind of thing. Like, I don't think it's anything to do with it being proper, so my plan is for the presentation just to have a bunch of pictures up. So while we're talking, some pretty pictures can play. Like, that's pretty much my plan, because I feel like having just what we're saying just in a bullet point form is not the best, and if we have to like upload it, I'd probably just upload this. Like, I think that would be the best way to do it, so that's what I'm gonna do. I haven't forgotten using the mic for some of the voiceovers. I'm still not entirely sure what I need for it. Like, there's a lot of kind of background noise. I don't know whether that's because of the room I was in, and that's like why you maybe choose a space that is a lot more enclosed when you're doing mic stuff. So maybe I'll sit under the desk or something and push you over. Maybe I'll try that next time. And I'll figure it out for next time when I fully do it, because the voiceovers are not great, and I'm sorry if you have to listen to some of those voiceovers in the first few videos. But that's what I had, and I wanted to use the mic, I wanted to try it out. So yeah, the plan for today, get the presentation done, get this sorted and get us both knowing what we're doing for it, and then we are going to do the video thumbnails, possibly finish off. I'd probably get the thumbnails first, and then I would go quickly finish off the portfolio video, and then export that, and then yeah. Because that's still going to take a minute to export. I think my plan as well is I'm going to go out to the shops tonight so I can go get food, because I'm kind of starting to run low. Well, I kind of want new food. I've been having ham and egg sandwich for ages now. But yeah, So far I'm happy with how things are going, but again, I think once I've got this presentation in the bank, that'll be fantastic for today, really. And then obviously tomorrow, I thought maybe it might be that we just do afternoon time because of the amount of presentations, if it's like 5 minutes, but because the way it's set out, it's like every 15 minutes, and we've been given 15 minutes, so I don't quite know. She did say, like, to leave room for, like, it would be like 7 minutes, and then you'd leave like 7 minutes for questions. So I don't quite know what the questions are gonna be about, if it's like, oh, it's just in case people have them, or maybe it's also partially for technical difficulties, because, you know, we haven't really been given an explanation on how to like share a screen or anything, and one of us needs to do for it. So yeah, our talk is at I think 2:30, so it's fairly in there considering it starts at like 9:30, so it's fairly in there, and it's after lunch, so we'll get a nice big break, and then we can kind of like, if there's anything we need to prepare for, we can kind of quickly just be like, let's quickly prepare this or whatever, which is fantastic. So yeah, that's fun for today. We get the call in a minute, and hopefully, sorry, I'm organising this out. See you in a bit.